She wasn't simple, and she sure as hell wasn't alone. The third-floor bathroom camera had been broken for 2 months. No one fixed it. No one asked why. Whatever happened there might as well have never existed. Amara wasn't the first girl cornered in that bathroom and locked inside, but she was the first one who didn't stay quiet. 3 girls, one recording, one pouring bleach into the toilet, one clawing her forehead with cherry-red nails. Amara didn't cry, didn't scream. She just clenched her backpack strap until her knuckles popped, blood rushing to her throat. Then she looked up and said, "Touch me again, and I'll rip your face off." That night, the principal got a phone call. No number, no greeting, just a woman's voice. Low, cold. "I won't repeat myself. I'm only asking once. Do you want her to walk out on her own? Or leave in a body bag, third-floor bathroom, 3:12 p.m. Click. The sound of a padlock snapping shut behind Amara. Sharp, dry. Like a gun chamber locking in. No one saw. No one heard. There were no cameras. There were never cameras on this floor. No one ever asked why this floor was always under maintenance. 3 girls blocked the sink. Blonde like brass. One pale as porcelain. Nails long and sharp like plastic knives. Matching uniforms. Expensive perfume thick in the air like an invisible declaration of war. Their smiles identical. The kind of smile worn by girls who've never heard the word no. One of them twisted open a bottle of conditioner and smirked. "Let's give her the toilet rinse again." Amara Lewis, 19, freshman, School of Architecture, full scholarship, black, curly hair, quiet, no car, no crew, no parties, dorm public wing. No one knew what her parents did. No one cared. All they knew, no car, no designer bag, no backup. So when they laughed, Amara didn't flinch. Not because she was weak, but because she'd learned something after 2 semesters. If you fight back, you're the problem. If you stay quiet, you're invisible. If you speak up, you're the threat. One of them leaned in close. "Hey, Amara, did you know your hair looks like a toilet brush?" Another lifted her phone. Low angle. Flash on. "Say something." "Amara, you know, that 'I'm not afraid of you' line. This time I'm recording in full HD. Amara didn't move. She gripped her backpack strap until her knuckles went white, blood rising in her neck. She stared straight into the camera. Voice low, flat, cold. "Touch me again and I'll tear your fucking face off." Laughter exploded like a fire alarm. Then came the slap. From the right, sharp, clean, humiliating. "What did I call you again?" "Oh, right, a toilet brush. Don't make me say it twice." Amara didn't step back. She punched. No hesitation. Right to the jaw. Crack. Small. Precise. Like a mask someone had been wearing since they were 13, finally split down the middle. But 3-on-1 is never fair. They swarmed her, no warning, no threats. They hit like she'd just stolen someone's Ivy League acceptance letter. One girl pinned her arms back. "You think this is a movie, huh? Some strong black girl moment. Sorry, Netflix ain't casting here." Another grabbed her hair, slammed her face toward the sink, bow down. "Princess, let us show you how clean really feels." Cold water slammed her face. Bleach stung her nose. Conditioner ran down her neck. Blood warm and metallic filled her mouth. She scratched. Nails broke. She kicked. Shoes slipped. She screamed. But all that came out was air. A whisper in her ear. Ice cold. "No one's coming for you. This school was built for us. You're a glitch." Her head slammed into the tile. Collar torn. Elbows scraped. Water ran down her back, cold like headstone marble. Then, Amara stood up. No weapon. Eyes bloodshot. Forehead bleeding. No screams. No tears. No pleading. She looked each of them in the face. Voice sharp. Steady. Lethal. "You haven't won. I'm still breathing. I haven't kneeled. One more breath. And I remember every face in this room saying, if I make it out today, none of you will ever be safe again. She walked out, soaked, hair dripping, white shirt stained with blood and bleach. Every step left behind a print water, blood, and something that doesn't wash out memory. None of them knew. That day, Amara didn't go to the dean, didn't call her mom, didn't file a report. She just dialed one number, one she hadn't touched in 3 years. But every digit, she still remembered. Amara didn't drop out. She showed up. The next morning, exactly 7:56 a.m., Amara walked into class. Long sleeves covered the scratches. Left cheek bruised like a cracked lipstick stain. Hair tied back, not a strand out of place. She didn't walk fast, didn't walk slow. She walked like a blade, one that hadn't been washed clean yet. No one asked. No one spoke. The whole class sat in silence like yesterday was the movie, and today was the end credits. She didn't explain, didn't post, didn't DM her friends, didn't go knock on any office doors, not because she didn't hurt, but because she already knew here. You don't need evidence to be punished, just a reason. That night, someone slashed her backpack, poured water into her tube of sketches. The ink bled like acid on skin. Her mattress was sliced. A red marker scrawled across the wall. Silence is your only way out. Her room reeked of cheap perfume sprayed from under the door. So sweet. It was nauseating, the kind of sweet that made your skin itch. She emailed housing, asked to transfer. 14 minutes later, she got a reply. No greeting, no name. You need to learn how to adapt in a space with diverse personalities. Not everyone's obligated to accommodate your differences. Week 3, she was invited for a private meeting. Office, second floor, flickering tube lights, cold desk, no extra chair. 3 people waited. Academic advisor, dorm manager, intro to architecture professor. A thin orange folder sat in the middle, stapled tight. No one said hello. Just one sentence, sharp like a report card. Do you know the kind of disruption you've been causing to your peers? Amar stayed silent. The second one jumped in. We received a complaint. Says you've been threatening others, creating an unsafe environment. The third followed, we understand pressure, but shouting and violence aren't how we deal with things here. The professor smirked, hand resting on the folder. This school isn't a place to take out your personal trauma. You need to learn how to function within the system. Amara looked at them. Every face had seen her collar soaked in blood that day. Every one of them knew the third floor had no cameras. Everyone knew the truth. And still, Brian, their eyes stayed glued to the text on the page. The file didn't mention 3 attackers, bleach, a phone recording, a locked door, just one bold, capitalized name, Amara Lewis. She didn't sign the warning form. She stood, didn't ask for permission, didn't raise her voice. If you want to expel me, do it, but don't tell me to manage my emotions when you watch me get my head slammed into a wall and nodded along. They didn't expel her. But from that day on, every door opened just a little slower for her. One professor gave her design project a 5 out of 10. Neat, handwritten comment. This piece is too aggressive. You should soften your style. You're a woman, after all. One night, her dorm room was locked from the outside. She banged, yelled, used her ID, slammed the heel of her shoe against the door for nearly 50 minutes. When someone finally opened it, it was a freshman. He looked at her like he'd seen a ghost. She reported it. The guy at the front desk asked, "Are you sure it wasn't?" Sleepwalking then. Slowly, she began to disappear from group projects, from email threads, from course discussion boards, even from the university server. One day, she saw her student ID photo on the dorm bulletin board crossed out in whiteout. Someone had written dangerous, toxic, monitor closely. Amara didn't say a word, didn't retaliate, didn't defend herself. She did exactly one thing exist. She showed up on time, submitted every assignment, ate alone, slept 4 hours max, kept her designs in a locked tube, and every breath she took was an act of silent resistance. Pioneer 47. Since the bathroom. Her phone buzzed. Message from an unknown number. No name, no avatar. 10 p.m. Rooftop. We've got a new game. Don't show up, and don't cry when we pick someone else. Her hands colder than toilet tiles. No shaking. But her heartbeat felt like it was trying to punch its way out of her ribs. For the first time in her life, Amara wasn't sure she'd survive the night. 10:00 p.m. Rooftop. Dorm block D. Amara was alone. No voices, no lights. Nothing but wind sharp, cold, and coming from every direction. Like it was trying to erase every trace a human had ever stood here. She glanced around. Nobody. Just her own shadow stretched across the concrete, fractured. Wet, like it was about to vanish too. Her phone buzzed. Screen lit up rooftop. Or we pick someone else. This time, we're filming the whole thing. She turned just as the steel door behind her slammed shut. Clang, like the lid of a coffin snapping into place. Padlocked from the outside. No footsteps, no faces, no chance at the audience. Then she saw it, a tiny red light, blinking, behind the exhaust pipe. Not an emergency light, not school equipment. A GoPro Mini glued to the roof with industrial tape. Low angle, tight frame, crystal clear. No signal, no coverage. No one knew she was here. No live stream, no rescue. Just one goal. Capture the moment a student gets pushed past the edge and falls. Amara didn't scream, didn't bang on the door, didn't beg. She sat down, back to the steel vent, knees pulled in, eyes open, not blinking. The red light kept blinking. The wind kept howling, and the cold started crawling up her spine from the concrete below. She thought, they don't need to kill me. They just need me to break. A 20-second video. No sound, no gunshot, no blood, just the fall and a headline, mentally unstable student jumps from rooftop. One story, one name, one funeral no one attends. Down below. A silver car slithered past the campus gate, slow like a hunting animal. No headlights, no school logo. The window rolled down inch by inch. Cold, steady. No one stepped out. Just a stare through the tinted glass, locking onto the target from a distance. Same moment, security office. Lights flickered. Internal network cut. Then came back. One long, piercing beep. Then 3 short sirens. Code level 3. Unknown intrusion detected. Guards jumped to their feet. No one knew what they were chasing. The rooftop door was still locked. The elevator stuck on floor 4. But movement was already happening, and no one was in control anymore. Principal's office. 10:14 p.m. Landline rang. No caller ID, no area code, no contact name. Just one message on screen. Secure line. Do not ignore. He picked up. Voice tense, annoyed. Who is this other end female voice? Not loud, not angry, but each word curved like a fishhook rooftop. Female student, curly hair, bleeding arm, no way down, doors locked, cameras are under maintenance. How long before someone besides me finds out? He swallowed. Are you threatening me? She didn't flinch, didn't let him finish. I won't repeat myself. I'm asking, do you want her walking down the stairs or zipped into a body bag? Click. Call ended. No goodbye, no option to respond. Up on the roof, the wind shifted, but the camera still rolled. And Amara still sat there. No crying, no shaking, no tears. She hadn't collapsed. She hadn't left. But in that moment, this wasn't their game anymore. The wind on the roof didn't just blow. It screamed, not your average breeze. It sounded like rusted metal scraping steel old, thin, and finally too angry to stay silent. like the air itself was protesting after being quiet for too long. Amara sat curled up, back against the cold vent wall, hair soaked, sticking to her cheeks. Her socks clung to her skin like they were soaked in ice. Her eyes didn't blink, not because she was brave, but because she was terrified that if she blinked, the world might disappear again. Her hand rested on her chest. Her heartbeat wasn't fast, but it was loud. So loud she could hear it like it was thumping out the words she didn't dare speak. She tried screaming. No one heard. Banging the door. No one answered. Prying the hinge with a hairpin. It snapped. The lock didn't. Then, click, a tiny sound, almost lost in the wind, but sharp enough to freeze time in its throat. The metal door behind her cracked open. No footsteps, no command, no voice saying, "You can go," just the door opening slowly, as if even silence had grown tired of itself. Amara didn't jump, didn't bolt. She waited. These seconds. No laughter. 10 seconds. No one jumped out. 15 seconds. Still just wind. In that cold, dead roof. She stood, hands trembling, back soaked, clothes heavy like she was dragging stone. Every step felt like she was walking through a minefield laced with judgment, dried blood, and something worse, indifference. Floor 6, elevator doors open. Dim yellow light, the kind you only see in morgues. No one inside. Just a white envelope, centered on the floor, neat like bait. Amara bent down, opened it. Inside, one piece of paper, folded once, no logo, no letterhead, handwritten, firm strokes, no shake. No one knows where you are, but I do. She stood still, didn't cry, didn't smile. She just gripped the paper like it was the only real thing left in a school built out of lies. The elevator doors closed. Light flickered. Floor trembled. She hadn't pressed anything, but it started moving like someone had already chosen where she'd go. Floor 3, floor 2, floor 1. She stepped out. No rush, no turning back. Downstairs, the principal fumbled at the control panel. A technician cursed under his breath. The surveillance system was frozen. No one knew if it was a glitch or sabotage. The disciplinary office got an email. No sender, no content. Just a subject line size 14 bold. All caps, the review case file, April 12th, victim number 4. No one could trace it. No one asked out loud, but everyone read it. That night, the name Amara Lewis disappeared from the watch list. No more notes, no more meetings, no more monitor this student tags. She became a shadow, a whisper, a question echoing in every hallway. Who is she? Who's backing her? Why is she still here? No one had the answer, but they all knew one thing. Since that night, no one dared lock the third-floor bathroom again. Internal disciplinary hearing, 08:57 a.m. The hearing room felt like a paper morgue. No curtains, no hum of air conditioning, not even a single breath out of place. The entire board was seated in a row. The principal, department head, dean, dormitory manager, each holding the same folder. Same cover, 3 empty chairs waited across the table. 1 for the accused, 2 for witnesses. The door opened. Amara walked in. White shirt, spotless, bruised cheekbone, fading yellow. Eyes not afraid, not hurt, just hollow like a dry well. She sat down in the middle chair, didn't lean back, didn't fold her hands, didn't say a word. The department head flipped open the file. Voice stiff like it came from a bulletin board. We acknowledge multiple complaints against Amara Lewis, repeated violations of student conduct, disruption of campus safety, aggressive and inflammatory behavior. Amara looked up. No mention of the head slammed into walls. Huh. Silence. The principal adjusted his collar 3 times. Legal counsel stared at his page. Dorm manager sniffed like he'd misread a line. Then the door opened again. A woman in a gray suit stepped inside. Hair tied tight, flat shoes, no name tag, no escort. She walked straight past the board like they were empty chairs. Someone tried to stop her. "Excuse me, ma'am." She didn't break stride, just pulled a brown envelope from her coat and slapped it on the table. "I'm the only person in this room with a valid federal subpoena." No one dared touch the envelope. A wax seal marked the top corner. She turned to face the principal. Didn't blink. "I'm not here to mediate. I'm not here to apologize on anyone's behalf. I'm here to end this properly. We have footage from the rooftop, door lock logs tampered, medical reports deleted, and 3 written complaints all disappeared under one faculty name. We also have testimony from a night shift worker. He held the rooftop master key, and he's about to sign federal cooperation papers. He doesn't like lying under oath." The room froze. The woman continued, voice steady. "Almost bored, I can escalate this to a full federal investigation into human rights violations in education. Or you have 40 minutes to clean your own house." No one answered. No one touched a pen. The department head's hand trembled. The principal cleared his throat. Legal counsel whispered, "We should delay the hearing until further verification." Amara stood, no yelling, no slamming chairs, no dramatic gestures. Just a steady gaze, one face at a time. 4 months. I was beaten, locked up, silenced, laughed at, labeled a burden, told I asked for it. You said I was too sensitive, that I didn't fit in, that I wasn't Ivy League material. So tell me now, are any of you ethically qualified to sit here? No one met her eyes. No one spoke. The woman in gray walked over, placed a hand gently on Amara's shoulder. "Let's go. You're done here." They turned, walked out. The room dead silent like a morgue with no paperwork left to file. A few seconds later, legal counsel shot up from his seat like snapping out of hypnosis. "Wait, who are you? You don't have authority over this hearing." The woman paused, turned her head, pulled a card from the inside pocket of her coat, held it up for exactly 3 seconds. FBI Division of Educational Civil Rights Violations. No one said another word. But in every mind in that room, the same question started to creep in, slow and cold. If this wasn't a case of school bullying, then what the hell was it? 3 weeks later, the name Amara Lewis stopped showing up in any campus group chats. No tags, no mentions, no memes, no rumors. No one even asked. Where did she go as if she'd never existed? Just a few scattered posts. Drifting down the feed, FBI's got her back. Touch her and you're done. Freshmen made the school dig through its own files. That girl, not the kind you mess with. Amara returned to class. Same white button-up shirt, fastened to the collar. Same tightly tied bun. Same seat in the back like the world had always saved her that one space still. Cold, untouchable. But this time, everything was different. No one sat on her desk when she stepped away. No one accidentally grabbed her design drafts. No one joked, "Hey, your hair's dry today." No one dared say the words "third floor bathroom" as if that floor had been quietly erased from the campus map. At the library, a professor walked over, placed a graded project back on her desk, the one she got a 5 on, in the corner. One new handwritten note, "I was wrong. This deserves an A+. On campus, people still looked, but they didn't smile anymore. Some looked away. Some changed paths. Some stared down at their phones just to avoid crossing her shadow. Not because they believed her, but because they knew someone out there believed her enough to shake the whole system. And Amara, no stories, no inspiring speech, no 1,000-word post about rising from the ashes. She just lived. Didn't need anyone to thank her. Didn't need a round of applause. She just needed one thing to wake up in the morning and not calculate how silent she had to be to stay safe. And sometimes in the library back row, dim light, she'd spot a woman in gray, sitting alone, reading, not watching, not waiting, not checking in, didn't want to be seen, didn't need to be recognized. No one knew who she was. She wasn't on the payroll, no at school edu email, didn't teach, didn't eat in the cafeteria. But after that hearing, every new freshman got an extra sheet, tucked in the back of their orientation booklet. If you see something wrong live long enough to watch it get made right. And if you can't, wait for the right one to knock.